Welcome to Mindful Moments. Nourish your mind on the go. This audio uses AI narration to present our original book analysis.
Oh, cool!
Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Fyodor Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment.
Ooh, exciting.
Get ready for a psychological thriller that also explores morality, guilt, and redemption, all wrapped up in 19th century Russia.
You know, it's fascinating how authors at that time navigated strict censorship to address social and political issues.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see how Dostoevsky uses symbolism and allegory to create like this hidden language within the text.
That's right. I mean, it's amazing how Crime and Punishment appeared just 26 years after Russia's first novel.
Oh, wow.
Dostoevsky's life heavily influenced his writing. I mean, he was arrested,
really
imprisoned, and sentenced to hard labor.
Wow.
He even faced a death sentence at one point.
Gosh, the intensity of those experiences definitely shaped his understanding of human suffering and the search for meaning. Take Napoleon, for example. Dostoevsky was captivated by this idea of the Superman who transcends conventional morality.
And this Napoleonic influence is directly reflected in Raskolnikov, our main character, right?
Exactly.
He's a poor ex-student contemplating a horrific crime.
Right.
And he seems to idolize figures like Napoleon.
Exactly. Raskolnikov is wrestling with this idea of whether an extraordinary individual, a Superman, can be exempt from ordinary laws and morality. Does immense power justify any means? Dostoevsky really dives deep into the psychology of a man on the verge of a life-altering decision.
It's so interesting how Dostoevsky uses seemingly ordinary details, like character names, to hint at larger themes and destinies.
Right. Think about Marmeladov, whose name evokes sweetness and contrasts sharply with his bleak reality. Or Amalia Lipovexel, her foreign name emphasized by Katerina Ivanovna, underscores the tension surrounding her character. These small details add layers of meaning to the story.
So let's get into the plot.
Okay.
We know Raskolnikov is struggling financially and considering a terrible crime, the murder of a pawnbroker.
Yeah.
It seems like a drastic solution to his problems. What leads him to this point?
Well, Dostoevsky goes beyond a simple crime story. He delves into the philosophical motivations behind Raskolnikov's actions. Is it purely about survival, or is there a deeper, more twisted rationale at play?
And after the murder, does he experience any remorse?
Absolutely. He's instantly gripped by guilt, paranoia, and psychological torment. It's here we meet Porfiry Petrovich, the investigating officer who suspects Raskolnikov from the start. Their interactions become a captivating psychological battle as Porfiry tries to break Raskolnikov down.
It sounds like a classic game of cat and mouse. But what about Sonia? Where does she fit into this dark world of crime and punishment?
Sonia, forced into prostitution, represents a glimmer of hope in this bleak landscape. She embodies compassion, faith, and ultimately the possibility of redemption, both for herself and for Raskolnikov.
So even amidst the darkness, Dostoevsky offers a potential path towards something higher, something that can elevate the human spirit.
That's the genius of his writing. He doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of life, but he also suggests that there's always potential for change, for finding meaning even in the face of suffering.
This is already so intense, and we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah. You know, Dostoevsky really masterfully depicts the poverty and alienation of 19th century Russia. He paints a vivid picture of St. Petersburg's underbelly, this world where people are driven to desperate measures just to survive.
And we see this struggle through characters like Marmeladov, who seeks solace in alcohol and pours his heart out to strangers in a tavern, desperately craving some semblance of respect and pity.
His confession really highlights the crushing weight of societal expectations and the alienation that comes with losing one's social standing. It's a heartbreaking portrayal of someone who's just been broken by poverty.
It seems like Dostoevsky is forcing us to confront the uncomfortable realities of those living on the margins of society.
Right.
Realities that many would rather ignore.
Exactly. And from this exploration of poverty emerges a powerful examination of morality and guilt.
Okay.
Raskolnikov believes his crime is justified because he sees himself as extraordinary, above conventional morality.
But his actions have consequences, don't they?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Despite his attempts to rationalize the murder, he's immediately tormented by guilt and paranoia. This internal struggle is central to the novel's exploration of the human psyche.
Does this mean Raskolnikov has a chance at redemption, despite the gravity of his actions?
That's the core question, isn't it? Can someone come back from such a dark place? Sonia's character plays a vital role in exploring this possibility. Her unwavering faith and compassion provide a glimmer of hope for Raskolnikov's potential transformation.
So it sounds like suffering and the potential for spiritual growth are deeply intertwined in the novel.
Yeah.
Sonia, despite enduring immense hardship, remains a beacon of hope.
Absolutely.
Suggesting that even in darkness, there's a chance for renewal.
Precisely. Dostoevsky suggests that true redemption involves acknowledging our guilt, accepting responsibility, and seeking forgiveness. It's a painful process, but it can lead to profound spiritual transformation.
Speaking of pain, Dostoevsky's use of psychological realism is incredibly effective.
Oh, yeah.
He takes us inside Raskolnikov's mind, revealing his anxieties, obsessions, and descent into madness. It's almost like experiencing his breakdown firsthand.
Dostoevsky's writing is incredibly visceral.
Right.
Capturing the raw intensity of Raskolnikov's mental and emotional state, we feel the feverishness, the paranoia, the weight of his actions pressing down on him.
This brings up the question of justice. Is it simply about punishment, or is there a deeper, more nuanced understanding at play?
Dostoevsky presents different perspectives on justice. Porfiry Petrovich, the investigator, represents a more traditional view, focused on apprehending the criminal and exacting punishment. However, he also recognizes the psychological element of crime, believing that confession and repentance are crucial for genuine redemption.
So he's not just a cold, unfeeling detective seeking retribution.
Not at all. He sees confession as a step towards healing and moral renewal for Raskolnikov. He believes that confronting one's guilt is essential for achieving true freedom.
That adds a whole new layer to the dynamic between Porfiry and Raskolnikov.
Right.
It becomes less about a legal battle and more about a struggle for Raskolnikov's soul.
Exactly. The novel raises profound questions about individual responsibility, the nature of good and evil, and the potential for redemption even after committing horrific acts.
This discussion has been incredibly enlightening. It's amazing how a book written over 150 years ago can still resonate so deeply with us today.
And we're not finished yet. Join us for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore the novel's ending and its enduring relevance. We'll also provide some thought-provoking questions for you to ponder.
We've explored the historical context, delved into those complex characters, and unpacked the thought-provoking themes of crime and punishment. Now let's talk about the ending and how it all comes together. Without giving too much away, for those who haven't read it, can you tell us about Raskolnikov's final journey?
Well, Raskolnikov's path is fraught with suffering and psychological torment, but it's through this agonizing process that he begins to understand the true weight of his actions. He grapples with the consequences of his choices and embarks on this gradual awakening to the possibility of redemption.
So it's not like a neat and tidy resolution where everything magically falls into place.
Right. Dostoevsky wasn't interested in easy answers. His endings are nuanced and layered. They invite us to contemplate the complexities of the human experience. What matters is that Raskolnikov ultimately confronts his guilt and begins to seek a path toward atonement.
And Sonia remains by his side throughout this process.
Yes, she's a constant source of support and guidance. When Raskolnikov decides to confess, she accompanies him to the police station and even follows him to Siberia, where he is sentenced to hard labor. Her unwavering faith in his capacity for change never falters.
It's incredible how, even in the bleakest moments, Dostoevsky illuminates the potential for love, forgiveness, and transformation.
Right.
Sonia's unwavering belief in Raskolnikov's inherent goodness just shines through the darkness.
She embodies the idea that even amidst suffering and despair, hope can endure. And that's a powerful message that resonates even today.
It's amazing how a novel written over 150 years ago can still feel so relevant. What is it about crime and punishment that continues to captivate readers?
Well, great literature transcends time and place. Dostoevsky's exploration of morality, the consequences of our choices, and the search for meaning are themes that resonate universally. His ability to tap into the depths of human psychology makes his characters and their struggles timeless.
He truly had a remarkable ability to portray the complexities of the human condition. Through his characters, we're forced to examine our own beliefs about justice, morality, and the nature of good and evil.
Exactly. Crime and punishment challenges us to look inward and grapple with difficult questions. It's a powerful reminder that even in the darkest corners of human experience, hope and redemption remain possibilities.
This deep dive has been such a rewarding experience. It's given me a whole new appreciation for Dostoevsky's genius and the enduring power of crime and punishment.
And we hope this discussion encourages you to explore the novel yourself. It's a challenging but ultimately enriching journey that will stay with you long after you've finished reading.
For our listeners, we highly recommend diving into the world of Crime and Punishment firsthand. We'll include a link in the show notes where you can purchase a copy. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Mindful Moments for more insightful book analyses like this one. Thanks for joining us.